Yeah, see, people still on this Memphis in America shit. Like, I got like between 3 and 8 videos on this topic that I done posted on my YouTube. And I done talked to a lot of these indigenous people about this same subject. Why are y'all continuously saying that Memphis in America is older than the Memphis in Egypt? Like, I don't get this. And then y'all talking about y'all can trace American tribes to 320,000 years ago? Where y'all get this information from? 320,000 years ago? Y'all found tribes over here in America? No, that's what I'm saying, bro. The oldest bones that they haven't found here in America is between 13, I'm being nice, between 13 and 20,000 years. So how are you getting 320,000-year-old tribes here in America that predate any tribes in Africa? Show me these articles. Yeah, bro, they always go to Tennessee and Alabama. When I break Egypt up, this Memphis in America, then they go to Tennessee and Alabama. Okay, well then you got to present the information. I don't care about like the Garden of Eden. That's cool. I don't care about that. Like, that's biblical talk. I'm not saying this ain't us. What I'm trying to figure out is how are y'all moving timelines of civilization and you have no evidence to go off of. You have to show me these tribes that go back to 320,000 years. Anthropologists are dating human skeletal remains of everybody on every single continent. The oldest bones that they have over here of modern human, is between 13 and 20,000. I'm not getting it. I'm lost. And no matter how many times I blow up this, oh, you got Memphis, Tennessee. Look, it says the city. Let me go back. Example, this is the city of Memphis, located in the Mississippi River. It's in the Mississippi River. The area was Chickasaw land until Jackson Purchase of 1818. That means Andrew Jackson, who was the president, came in and broke up the Indian territories and sent them packing out of their way and forced the tribe of Seed. See that? The modern city was founded in 1819. They named it Memphis. The name was chosen because of the ancient city in Memphis, Egypt. It had nothing to do with, we're going to name this Memphis, Tennessee, and then later on, over there, Memphis, Egypt, we're going to name that because of the people in Memphis, Tennessee. No, it's the other way around. They named Memphis, Tennessee because of Memphis in Egypt, and when you go and look it up, the articles tell you that. But again, you have people who don't do real research. They just throw it, look, yep, Memphis, Tennessee, And they're like, we found pyramids and sphinxes over here in America that are older than the ones. Show me the sphinx that y'all found in America that's older than the one they found in Niger and then the one they got over there in Egypt. Because archaeologists are dating the Sphinx, Haru M. Aketi. It's not called a sphinx. A sphinx is a Greek word. So if you find anything over here in America that says, what's up, Patah? If you find anything in America that says sphinx, S-P-H-I-N-X or whatever, That's a Greek word. That means it came from Egyptomania, which was between the 18 and 1900s. The Egyptians, the Kemites, did not call that statue a sphinx. A sphinx is a Greek monster. They called it Haru M. Aketi. So now you got to show me Haru M. Aketi, the name, over here in America. You have multiple tribes or cultures, I should say, not tribes, just cultures, going into Egypt from the south of Africa, from the west of Africa, Chad, Niger, the Sudan, which is in the south. Now, what I'm going to tell y'all, you had Manetho, Herodotus, Plato. Who else was it? What was the Alexander? You had the first emperor of Rome was Julius. They all gave mention to the Egyptians being over here in America, and then some of them state where the Egyptians come from. The oldest calendar systems are found in Socrates. Yeah, the oldest calendar systems that they found are in Africa. The Chinese, what? I don't know what that is, bro. The oldest calendar system was found in Africa. The Chinese ain't got nothing to do with the indigenous. So if we find in Chinese stuff that you say is older than everyone, then guess who's supposed to be the descendants from the Chinese people? The Mongols that these indigenous people keep talking about. So if the Chinese are the first people to create whatever you said, that means it goes back to them, which means that civilization was building stuff. You ain't got no leg to stand on. You got 320,000-year-old tribe in America. Give me these articles. I just want to see one. 320,000, whoa. Again, you're saying not true. I don't know what you're talking about. What part's not true, bro? What part of what I'm saying is not true? Black indigenous people say that the Native Americans who are over here are Mongols. Where do Mongols come from? So if that's what you're talking about, you need to go talk to indigenous black people about that, bro. Because they're the ones that saying it. That's what I'm saying. Asia, right. And if the Chinese were the first people to create some shit that this man's talking about, that means it would go back to those people. Which means they weren't just uncivilized people that didn't know how to tie things and make weaponry or houses. That means they were building structures. They had an ancient civilization with mathematics. If you're building stuff, you have to use mathematics to build it because it's called carpentry. And you're not going to be able to swim your way out of it. You're just going to have to lie in quicksand. Again, see, here we go. I didn't bring up no bloodline. You're making up stuff. I'm not going to argue my bloodline with you, bro. I said nothing about bloodline. I said nothing about you not being indigenous. You're just making claims that I didn't say. I don't care about nobody being whatever they want to. You can be whatever you want to be, bro. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about people talking about they can trace American tribes, the 320,000 year old tribes that are older than any tribes in Africa, and then they're talking about, oh, Memphis, Tennessee is older than Memphis over there in Egypt. Y'all have got to be kidding me. And it don't matter how many times I get on this app and debunk that, y'all still bring the same regurgitated bull stuff. I've been there and killed this Memphis, Tennessee. I've been killed it. Memphis, Tennessee wasn't created until 1819. Yeah, bro, that's right. They was using the mathematics. Again, it doesn't matter if America has the most pyramids. Because if you're trying to count those pyramids in North America, those are mounds. They're not pyramids. So now you got to show me all the pyramids that are in South America. North America ain't got no pyramids, bro. Just South America. So now, we take away those mounds, and how many pyramids do they got here in America? They're mud mounds. There's no brick. They're mud mounds. They're not made out of brick, bro. Well, okay, if you bring me the evidence then. You're saying it. I don't know. I'm just saying if you take away the North America, how many pyramids is in South America? That's just like, let's say we found an Easter Island head that wasn't on Easter Island. And let's say that are they saying that came first? You make it seem just because y'all have the most mean y'all came first. If that's your argument, bro, you're wrong. Just because you have the most of something don't mean that your people came first. That's not what it means. You're gone. I don't know why people choose to say the stupidest shit. So, again, like, just because you got the most of something don't mean anything, bro. That don't mean you first. At all. Stop. You can stop that. Bro, don't ask him, ask me. I'm this guy. Did you hear me say that? At what point did you hear me say that they evolved before Africans? What I'm telling you is the simple fact, just because you have more pyramids in South America than over there in Africa, don't mean that y'all had the knowledge first. I don't get it. It's strange. It's like y'all looking for anything to tie America to be the first everything. We were the first this because we got more. That'd be like I'll invent a pair of shoes and then I take it to a foreign land and then they see my pair of shoes and then they just start making all the shoes. So that means since y'all made more pair of the shoes that I made, that means y'all come first. Stop. Stop it. First, you got to show me the oldest Sphinx being over here in America. Because they're dating the Sphinx, the Haru Imhotep, that's in Africa, which is in Egypt, past 12,000 years. So now you got to show me that statue over here in America being older than the one that's over there in Africa. That's what I'm saying. So if it wasn't one found here, then hey, y'all about to have look. This is all I'm gonna say, because I keep saying the same thing over and over and over and over and over. Just debate it. Who's dating it that old? The people that are over there studying the site. The archaeologists that are over there studying the site, they're the ones that's dating it back. So we have to go off what they're saying. I'm not doing he said, she said. None of us is over there doing the digs. We're not studying the site. We're not excavating the land. Y'all get on this app and then y'all just throw false information out. If you're going to throw a claim out, then bring something to back it up. Go look it up. Go look it up. And I'm not talking about Egyptologists. See, that I didn't say nothing about Egyptologists. I said archaeologists. And you have some Egyptologists that are dating it back that far, bro. Go look into the information. It's just not widely accepted because they're tired of moving the dates back. That's something that you guys don't really understand because you're not in the field of archaeology. Archaeologists are tired of moving dates back because when they move dates back, then that means it fucks up everybody's timelines. If you think I'm lying, go ask biblical scholars what's the time frame that they place Jesus at. And they're going to put you between 10 BC and 6 AD. And the reason why they do that, because they're tired of pushing timelines back. Again, see what it is. You did a quick twice. You did a quick Google search, bro. That's cool. I understand. You do what everybody else on 45. No, 4,500 years. Okay, that's cool. So you telling me all archaeologists and all Egyptologists are saying 4,500 years? No, you're not. Because you're not looking into the information, bro. It's cool. I understand. I got it. I don't even need the Sphinx in Egypt. I don't need that. I don't need the pyramids in Egypt. I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't even need to play with that. I can go to Niger. I can go to Chad. I can go to the Congo. I can play with other stuff. I can play with other stuff to use in an argument or a debate to prove that the civilizations in America are not older than the civilizations in Africa. And I keep saying it. Egypt in Africa is a baby civilization to the other parts of Africa. That's just what it is.
How you told, bro? I just want to ask a quick question. I'm just about to drop down. Do you think this is just a general question, period, right? At this point, because this applies to me too. Do you think anybody in this day and age, for all of us to be speaking on any kind of history and not know who the oldest is in our family, or not working on our genealogy at least? This goes for anybody and everybody that wants to
Huh?
speak history. Anybody, I'm gonna say it again. Anybody. This applies to me, you, anybody says why, everybody. At this point in day and age of time frame that we're in, with the day and age of Aquarius, we're all getting dumped with this information. We got technology providing us with all this information, right? Do you think it's okay for any of us, demographic of people, white, black, brown, man, don't matter, to be speaking on history and not working on our genealogy, or cannot state who the oldest is in our bloodline, or where we fit into this matrix at?
Again, I don't
Don't
care about
deflect, please. Just don't just answer the question, please.
I don't care about none of that. I'm going off with
All right.
what the
You don't care
evidence
about
is.
genealogy? For sure.
You got to work on your genealogy. I can't talk about history. I got to work on my genealogy. That don't make no fucking sense. You don't talk about history. You got to learn your genealogy. And then when we say, okay, we're going to learn our genealogy, we're going to start taking all these DNA tests. You guys, you can't use DNA tests. Like, come on, what the fuck? What the fuck? See, look. Our temples in Mexico are older than the. Okay, bro, I'm not saying that it's not older than the one in Egypt. Now, since you brought up Mexico, are the pyramids in Mexico older than the one that they got in Niger? Huh? That's over 7,000. Okay, yeah. Where's the oldest furnace found? 43,000-year-old mines found in Swaziland. They were smelting iron. They were smelting iron in the Bronze Age. Are you serious? Sean, what civilizations was doing that? Who was smelting iron in the Bronze Ages besides the Africans? Y'all gotta stop playing with me. This is crumbs. These are crumbs that I'm giving out. We got a plethora of information. Okay, again, see, you're talking about ISIS. ISIS is a Greek name. So now, since you say you have the temple of Isis, show me where I can go find the information, the temple of Isis. They got statues in there. I don't know if the natives in Mexico was black. Again, so you're telling me that they actually found a temple of Isis, which goes back to the Egyptians in the Grand Canyon. You actually looked this information up and you ain't get it from a TikTok video. Because I screenshotted that video and I'll probably be talking about that shit tomorrow. You gotta show me this. Y'all about to bring up the work of King K, huh? Y'all gotta stop. Okay, so Ladybug, since you got the information on that, post that to your TikTok so I can look at this information. They got a whole temple of Isis in the Grand Canyon. Wow.
My highest view video is the one that I did where I posted, showed the link, and it didn't. And I'm gonna keep it real with you. The pictures that they show when you go to my page, it's gonna be on top of my thing. You'll see the whole article, but in the article, it does say the pictures that they're showing you in that article aren't necessarily the exact description of the picture that were found.
They're not. They're
Exactly,
not. They're
but they
not.
still acknowledge that there's a pyramid, and they showed the two gentlemen that found it. I got the picture of the two. It's a
What's his name? What's
I
his
don't know
name,
their names at
bro?
the top, but I got the pictures of them. They standing on it, bro, and I got a picture of them when they first found it.
Okay. So, see, this is what I'm talking about. A lot of people are saying this. A lot of people are saying this. But when we took the images, because they keep saying it's King K.
Mhm.
King K went and found the pyramids and all these artifacts in the Grand Canyon. And when we take the screenshots of these images, we take them to Google search, it don't lead back to the Grand Canyon, bro.
I'm telling you, the ones I got, they show you, they outline it. They show you the whole. It's in detail. It's in good. I'm saying, don't worry about the picture that they show you that was inside, but they're gonna show you the structure and they show you
Don't
all
worry about the
overhead
pictures that are
pictures,
inside.
satellite picture. They show you satellite pictures, overhead pictures, and a front view picture of it.
Hold on, wait. Let me.
The shape
It's
of the shape of how it's.
Child of the Sun, can you please go to this man's page, find the video he's talking about,
Yes, it's
and
right
at
there.
me so I can see what he's talking about? Because I'm pretty sure all that shit about to be Photoshop.
No, it's not, bro. You can't go to a certain part. Okay, you know how you know it's not Photoshop? Because they'll tell you, and you can look it up. There's a certain section in the Grand Canyon where that part's located. You cannot go. The general
It's a
public
lot,
has no
bro.
access.
Listen. There's a lot of parts that are in the Grand Canyon you can't go to. And you want to know why that is?
I'm pretty sure there's multiple reasons that we don't question. That's the problem, is the fact that there's multiple reasons of multiple places around the world that are sus that we as the general public don't question. That I feel like where's the accountability for us as the general public, instead of always pointing the finger at the government, right? And always being like, who not doing it? Where do we come in collectively with all these kind of sus looking things and being like, hey, what's going on? Can we get a live footage? Or since we're in a day and age of technology, right? People ain't, we can't get a drone footage of something to give the general public some satisfaction, mental satisfaction of the curiosity. That's what I'm saying. We not questioning anything. We just letting stuff ride from 50 years ago, from when weirdos used to run the world, and we knew how crazy the world was 30, how wild they was. Like this affected our
You
generation
call them
collectively.
who's the weirdos? Like I don't understand what you're
The
talking about.
previous, the pre, okay, I'll tell you, the previous generation that wanted to capitalize on the Americas individually, as in I would say the Anglo-Saxons, who I'm not to bash on immigration or anything like that, but the 12 million immigrants that had something to do with the labor board that came over here when the gold rush happened, which had something to do with stealing a lot of other people, demographics of cultures and identities being stolen. That's why I was asking you earlier, for anybody, you, me included, for this day and age, I think it's very important for, and it values with a person's opinion when they have paid homage to the oldest port of their DNA life that they know of, that they can do the best research on, as in finding their seventh or eighth grandma, because through universal law and regular law across the land and the world, men or women are entitled to the land through the port of woman. So, due to that fact of both them laws, right, and us disconnecting ourselves collectively as human beings across the world, because we have all gotten to these LARPs with this social media and built up all these followings and can care less about paying homage to the person that put in all that work or went through whatever they went in through, as in which is that's basically we're all basically being okay with our kids not knowing anything we doing right now. All the hard work you doing right now on this TikTok, all this knowledge you spreading on TikTok, whatever you're doing in your personal life to set your family or bloodline set up for them to be good, you're comfortable with your kids not knowing anything you ever done in life, bro, because you don't know your seventh grandma.
See, bro.
That's what we all are acknowledging and being comfortable with due to indoctrination. It's not all of our faults like that. We didn't do that on purpose. We didn't collectively disassociate ourselves from our oldest ports on purpose. It was the collective of sabotage and indoctrination of human nature, of people wanting to just be in positions of power, bro, and causing confusion and flipping maps and changing time dates and low key just inserting a lot of just bullshit to cause confusion. And the fact that we don't collectively as the general public, when we sit up here and let NASA be ran by a Nazi, and most people don't even know Nazi that
Bro, you
NASA was
just
ran by
rambling past the
Yeah,
talking
I want to
point,
talk. I
bro.
want to ask a few questions, man. That's a lot of extra stuff.
I don't care about all of that. I don't care about them doing this, and that. I'm doing what do they got any tangible, credible information to prove that Egypt was in America first and that the civilizations in America predate the civilizations in Africa.
I don't think doing your genealogy would help you find out and connect dots.
My genealogy is not going to take me back to the first civilization known to humans, bro.
How do you
I,
know that?
can I say
How do
something
you
to you
know
real
that?
quick? Can I say something to you
You're
real quick?
crazy for even saying that. So you're disrespecting your own folks by saying that because you don't know what you're tied to. That's wild.
All right, let me ask you a question real quick. Or let me just state something. All right. We speak about learning information and who we getting the information from, and whether it's somebody of our own likeness. That genealogy ain't our likeness. I've done a study on each and every last one of them, and they can't even tell you that it's real. They're not allowed to tell you that it's 100%. They're not allowed to. Now, how can I read the doctrine before it comes out that says that they're not allowed to tell you 100%? So they go with 99, 97, this part of that, because they're not allowed to. How can I take that as truth? It's in their own doctrine. Even the brother in Africa that did it, it's in his own doctrine that he's not allowed to tell you 100%. Then that's all fallacy. Read the doctrine of the people who put the work out about these things, and then you'll see it in their writings. They tell you they can't give 100%. So how are we going to listen to somebody else come 100 years later, 50 years later, and tell us something different? Not with their works. You have to have new works. You have to have done this work different, separate from the person you're using. That genealogy, I don't trust none of it. I trust the bone structure of my face. And if they're not here right now, then I can't do nothing about that. I can look at the things that was left behind on earth. I don't have to assume
So let me
anything.
ask you this, OG. Let me ask you this, OG. So you don't think it's important, or it's not going to help with your research or anything that has to do with other people that are connecting any dots by doing your genealogy and finding out what you're tied to in this
Why?
matrix of history
Why
that your
the
Listen
hell
to
bloodline
we
what I
gotta go
just
back?
is?
said.
Why do we gotta go back 8 generations, bro?
Right. That doesn't make any sense. I can do that with my genes already. I don't
First
need to
of
know
all,
it. My genes have the memory to know it.
first of all, it's just about paying homage. Let
Nah,
me
that's how
finish.
you
It's
feel though.
about
You
paying
can't
No, we
push
homage.
that
pay
on
homage.
everybody.
We pay homage. Pan
So you don't
Africans
care
pay
about your
homage
oldest
to the
poet.
ancestors
So wait, you
all
both
day,
agree.
every day, bro.
So
We
you
don't
both
need
are
to go back
comfortable.
anything.
So let me just get this clear. So you both are comfortable with not knowing the
Bruh,
oldest person in
I'm
your
not gonna
family.
repeat it, man. Y'all gotta become comfortable with taking what people say right on the spot. I'm
You
saying
keep
if
But I
that
pay
asking
people
us the
homage.
saying,
same
I
listen to
pay
question,
me,
homage to
listen
and
my
we
to me,
keep
listen.
giving you
ancestors,
the same
and niggas
answer,
like
and
y'all
you
is
just
like
But
keep
you
niggas.
keep asking it.
asking
Nigga.
it.
So fuck both of you, bitch ass niggas.
No doubt, I hear you. I ain't as mad as you. You just gotta grow up some. That's all. Read a little bit more. I didn't take your
This
perspective from
man,
you.
he
I'm saying
want us.
respect mine.
Yo, you can't do no research until you go and you trace 8 generations. I don't need to trace 8. I talked to my mom. My mom talked to my grandma.
They act like
My
we
mom
can't talk to
was
our gene.
basically she was misspeaking on Native American type stuff. We had natives in our family, we had Africans in our family, and when I go to my dad's side, it was the same. And then
And
they
that's
traced
it.
the shit back to Africa in Benin. My pop side, my pop side, his mom, her family got caught up in the French slave trade. They were Creole. They
Do you
came from
know the
Africa.
look? Do you know the kind of control that they have when they using that, even to the degree of the one drop or the I forgot the name of the test that they do with the indigenous or the Indians. That's not their testing. They got that from somewhere. That's not theirs. They're utilizing somebody else's rule because they have been captive. That's all it is. And it tells them if this person don't have this, then they're not a part of the tribe. Do you know there was over 1,000 tribes that they recognized at one time? They're down to like 574. And they really don't even recognize all of them, but they still exist.
Right,
And where's the
right.
genealogy taking them? It ain't taking them nowhere. It's fist to cuff. We want to do all of that because we nervous. We don't got to be nervous. When you standing on the truth, you don't get nervous. That's why I told him I'm not taking your perspective, but I'm telling you what even the person that's been credited with the genealogy has to deal with. He has to deal with the standard of education for
He
the
didn't
world
want to hear
saying,
none of that shit. He just wanted to
right,
call us whatever he wanted to call us and then leave. Because we kept
right.
answering him, and he kept questioning us, bro. That's not the topic. Our topic wasn't, oh, you got to trace your ancestry back through 8 lineages. If I'm talking on the phone with my mother, and my mother talks to her mother, and her mother's telling her where my people come from on my mother's side, said, oh, we have some natives that were Indians, and then majority of them were Africans who got caught up in the slave trade. Then I go talk to my father's side, and my father says that his mom, because my grandparents are passed on my father's side, he said his mother came, her people came from Africa, and they were Creole. They got caught up in the slave trade. Now, my grandpa on my father's side, I don't know what the hell he was. He was a light-skinned dude with a big nose, and then a lot of people say he might have been Puerto Rican, Mexican. We don't know. I
You
won't
damn
know
sure got that Olmec ass head.
unless I
You damn
unless
sure
I
do.
unless I talk to his people. And from what my father was saying, that my great grandfather owed people money and faked his death and changed his last name.
Yo, so many people did that, bro. So many people did that. Even when they was getting help from the indigenous people, they changed up names, switched tribes they was in, said somebody else was their parent so they could be on the property. Motherfucking runaways did that. You know what I mean? It just is what it is. We can't go off of somebody's doctrine, man. We can do better than that. We can do better than that. It's some people that wrote some stuff. We can analyze it. We can take whatever information we want for it, but it don't count for tomorrow. Tomorrow is something that we're facing right now. Tomorrow we facing right now. And what happened when he say 8 generations? It happened then too. But why are we still facing it? How come they knew 8 generations back? When they was first brought over here, they knew 8 generations back. It didn't change it for them. They knew their genealogy. They knew where they was from, and it did not change that.
Right.
Yeah, how everybody doing?
Pigs. So that's why I fuck with Buck because he keep it solid. If he don't know, he don't know. He'll tell you he researching it. And we don't know. Them people knew 8 generations ago. They knew, and they still got their ass touched up to this servitude shit. I ain't say joined it. I said snatched up into it. You know, they be at my head if I say join some shit. Peace to
So
Yeah,
everybody just
bro.
joined the panel. Peace.
cussing and all that.
Can't hear you.
I said, why was that?
Huh?
You, you breaking up.
The,
You
the
bring my
little dude that
AirPods?
was just on that, the
Oh my
little
god, I
God
did
that
see
was
him.
just. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
Why was the little young God was so angry and cussing just now?
Hey, we can't even tell you, man. We was answering one question. He asked a question, and we told him the same answer 3 times. And I guess he wanted me to say it a different way, and I knew no other way. You know what I mean? I wasn't trying to be offensive. I was trying to just say it where it could be plain, and he didn't accept the answer. So he just, you know how it go.
You know, I be feeling as though like you, just like my mother told me, we Indians and stuff like that. I feel as though we gotta listen to our peoples and look back at our own genealogy because everybody got a different story, and you know we just can't. Everybody can't just say, "Oh, Africa, we totally different," and then. You know, people colonized for even saying Africa. African was the name of the individual who colonized and conquered Africa. That's Ethiopia and Ethiopia Ocean. You
Hmm.
know.
Nah, Ethiopia is not. That's not the name of it. And they do find Afu Laka in the Akan people. So they do find that word
Be
in there.
careful
They
with
didn't
that.
make the word up. They may have controlled the pronunciation, and I'm giving the one that the Akan gives, which is Afura. You know,
Okay.
Afura Kaitni. So that already exists. You see what I'm saying? So what they did was they adapted the CAN. They do that around the world. That's what the European do. He put the CAN on everything. The
Okay.
can on the
I'm
can.
a sponge. I'm a sponge. That's what the little young God should know for real. For I'm a sponge. I absorb, knowledge from any and everybody. Go research it myself and stuff like that. And I never get like real angry. Like that man was all the chain. I was trying to see. He looked like a good TikTok that be with the spiritual community. His picture looked familiar for real. I'm like cussing like that. I'm like wow.
Yeah. And then I'll say that I need to do something cleansing with my spirit. You know what my spirit is? My spirit is that I know my mother existed, my father existed. They all took the same breath that I took. The people that live on the planet, they take the same breath that I take because spirit only means breath. So our full connection is the breath. And what part of breath can you take? Like a person with asthma, do they get the same breath as you? No. So we don't have the same spiritual level. See, you might have stronger lungs than me. That's a different spiritual level. I don't know how we get to other places, but I'm just telling you from the etymological term, that's what it means. So we don't have the same spiritual levels because we don't have the same breath levels. We don't intake the same oxygen levels. Now, right now, I'm the devil and everything right now. I know they're going off. I know they are. Probably not in the chat, but in their head. And I'm only giving you what the etymology say. I'm not making up nothing.
Right.
That's a
Well,
fact.
that's all I keep
Peace
doing.
and love,
I
y'all.
know my grandma always said we Blackfeet. So I just keep on research.
Listen, bro, peep game to this, right? People say we don't have an identity and all of that, right? But on this side of the world, we have claimed an identity, and all around the world, they recognize our identity. When we say
Right.
black, the whole world know who you talking about. At one time, they was under the assumption that you was just talking about the black man, the person over here in America. But what happened was, along amongst these people that's existing here in America, there are some stolen people out of Africa that's over here as well. You
Sure.
see what I'm saying? So now you get brothers and sisters across the border. We letting them know, like, yo, when we say black, this what we mean. So the elders before we was even here came up with the term Pan African, meaning at home and abroad, anywhere, even a part of the diaspora. We are one unit. You get what I'm saying? So we have an
But
identity.
hold on, brother.
Most
Can
people
I
don't
inter-
want to. Most people don't want to adapt to the identity because they using Black's Law dictionary. I don't care about Black's Law. I don't care about them.
Hold on, can I interject, brother?
Go ahead.
I have a question. So just a minute ago, you were willing to give us the etymology of breath, the
Right,
etymology of spirit,
right.
but why is it that we're able to neglect the etymology of black?
I didn't neglect it. What I did was use it as the construct. Even the word breath, I use it as a construct. So when I say
Right,
black, I'm telling you now that I don't care about what nobody wrote, even the etymological term. I don't even care about that because I have the right to choose within me.
right, right,
Along with everything everybody's saying, I still have the right, no matter what, to call me what I want to call me. I
right,
don't have the
right. So
right to,
you're talking about the basic lawful right, universal lawful right to what we call self-determination. Now
right.
that's all fine and that's all fine and dandy. However, the big problem with that is that the point of reference that is being used is the quote unquote English language.
I don't care.
And now
Right.
now hold,
What
hold on,
I'm
let me
saying to
let me
you is,
let me clarify. Let me hold on,
right,
brother.
right.
Let me
Before
clarify.
you
Let me
go,
clarify, brother.
hold on. Let me say something before you go on. What you're doing is what the young brother did. You're not taking for granted that I'm saying I don't care what you saying that something else says. I don't care. I'm
Right, right.
changing it. I'm saying is this. The elders said we're doing this, and that's exactly what they've been doing. And it works for
Now
me. You see what I'm saying? I don't have to
now
worry about what nobody. Go ahead, bro.
but the issue at large is that the majority of our people are still complaining about the same socio-economical and deprivative conditions that we've been living under that name black, and it's directly connected as such. And when we
Right.
start
That's as a
utilizing
whole,
the
though.
word,
That's
but
as a whole though, because individual blacks, they don't say that. The people in Hollywood and all that, they deal with themselves individually. And they say they black and they deal with this individually and they're millionaires, billionaires, and all this other kind of stuff. So this is
yeah,
you
but if
got
we
to
if we're dealing with the connection that we're supposed to have as
nah,
quote
I'm
unquote. So,
not giving that. I'm not dealing with that. See, that's what I'm saying. You putting stuff on me instead of asking questions. I never
no,
told
all
you
right.
that.
So here's my question to you, brother. We'll get down to the nitty gritty. What would you say is your nationality then?
I don't deal with nationhood. I don't have to. We get the nationhood after we go to war. We got to go to war first in order to build a nation. Why would I take the first step in trying to build a nation and we can't even protect it? That's
Right.
where we go wrong
Well,
at. Hold on. That's where we go wrong at. So I utilize an elder that we have. His name is the brother Baba Claude Anderson. He has laid down the structures that I should use to create the community, to create the trust. The trust to bring the funds so we can begin to arm ourselves, so we can begin to teach ourselves. See, there's steps to this. It's just not one target straight ahead.
right. So what I'm getting at, brother, is when brother Dr. Claude Anderson gave us that information, he was doing that under the guise of the social construct of blackness and utilizing the constructs that came with law, but also dealing with the duality of language. And the problem where that comes into play is that we're trying to utilize law as a matter of receiving said remedy to work for within the construct of constitutionalism that's already exists here on this land. So when we're dealing with that, we have to use law as a matter of a frame of reference. And we know
Right.
that as a matter of law, the word black is directly connected to the word Negro, is directly connected to colored, is directly connected to colored persons, and all of those are quote unquote fake
Right,
brands
bro, but
as
you
recognized
rambling
by
right
law.
now. That's why I told you get to the point because you rambling right now. I'm well aware of the legalese and all of that. I'm well aware of jurisdiction. I'm well aware of jurisprudence. I'm well aware of these things. I don't care about all of that. That's what I'm
Right.
saying.
So so so
Hold on. I took you to the remedy. Y'all niggas keep getting stuck. I'm at the remedy. See, and you know that's what you're looking for. Relief is remedy, right? Remedy is how you redeem yourself. See, that's legalese, ain't it? That's so why we ain't using that part. See, we using all of the other paperwork on
the
changing the status and jurisdiction and pulling bonds. Yeah, well aware of it. But what about the part where it say where you got to stand up first? You as an individual, not a whole. An individual got to stand and begin to create babies and have a woman and create communities, man. The remedy. The stuff you
right.
talking about
I
is
I
paperwork. I don't need the paperwork. I
no
don't
no
need
no.
the
I'm not.
paperwork.
I didn't say, brother. I didn't say anything about paperwork. What
Yeah,
I'm talking
that's all
about,
paperwork. It's all paperwork. That's what you got. If you got to use the law, you got to use paperwork. That's what I mean by
no,
paperwork.
we're talking about
Submitting any motion.
we're talking about the remedy that comes with natural with being a natural human being, with being recognized as such by all the other people on the planet.
I don't
And
care about them. That's what I'm saying. I don't see how y'all change what a person's saying directly to you. I don't care about that stuff. I don't. I could
so
care less.
so so I got you. So that's fine, right? We don't care about them, right? So why is it that our people and all people are still complaining about how we are treated, but
In
yet we
the community that I have, there's no complaining. The community
okay?
that we create, we have no complaints. We're not out here
So
So
complaining
that's
about
a
any of
small
that.
community.
Excuse me.
I said that's a small community.
Right, and that's what you got to start with. You got to build one community, build another community, and those communities connect. But if you ain't even start that part, we got no business trying to shame no one for creating what the first step is. The first step is to bring together, and you can't bring together if everybody ain't like minded. I don't need everybody. I don't. I don't need everybody.
right,
Everybody
right.
for
I
what?
And the two,
so
Everybody for what?
I agree with that. Right, I agree with that wholeheartedly. That portion that everyone is not needed. The famous American poet Nipsey Hussle said everybody can't go. So I'm all about that. My problem is that once we build this community, however it may be, whatever it may be called, the next step is getting recognition under the human family. Because now, after you build community, now you have to start dealing with trade and commerce. And no one is going to recognize you as a community of trade and commerce if we're calling ourselves a derogatory term that everybody else knows and recognizes to be.
People deal with
Um,
you according to your level of violence. See, that's how you get to the root of it. People deal with us according to the level of our violence. Our violence is not violent enough. The world has been violent against us, and we aren't using the same degree of violence. We are all determined by what kind of violence we're willing to use. See,
I agree
that's
with
how you
that.
solve it. That's what I'm saying. It's always to redeem is the resolution. Being redeemed.
Right,
I don't need the world to redeem myself. I just get around myself and just create. I create around myself.
right.
So empires don't create themselves. People come together and create the empire. It's
But
already
they
the walls
now
and the dirt.
I agree with that. I agree with that wholeheartedly too. People do definitely come together and create empires. And what I fear for the remedy that you're speaking of is that even though you have this one little small sector of so-called black people that don't care, the rest of the world, including people that look like you and I that call themselves black, they fall under the same degradation that they've been falling under. So you might be able to take that and utilize it under one community and say, let's build over here. But the rest of the world is now perpetrating themselves as you, calling themselves black, but they don't associate with you in the same exact communities. So what's happening is that's causing confusion. You got a bunch of other people that are calling themselves black that don't have the same exact mind as you. So now
I,
which
Well,
blacks are we
how
you
does
supposed to be
that
paying
fall on
attention
me
know,
to?
though? How does that fall on
yeah.
me? I don't care
No,
about them. This is what I'm
No,
saying.
right,
this,
You missing
what
my
I'm
point,
saying
bro.
is
You
no,
there's a
asking me stuff that I don't
there's a
care about.
problem here,
That's
right?
what I'm saying to you. I don't care about that. I
Yo,
don't care
I'll tell
about
you
those
something.
that
Yo,
don't want to be a part of the
brother,
agenda. It's an
you
agenda. It's a cult. I don't care if nobody don't want to be a part of it. I don't care. I'm not pressuring nobody. I'm just moving. I'm just moving.
okay? No,
And
that's
although
cool,
you
man.
may say it's
And I,
small,
your
all
endeavors.
although
I wish,
hold on,
I wish.
although you may say it's small, I've been an RBG representative since day one of my life. So it's not even before the breakdown that I knew of that Marcus Garvey gave. My dad already gave me one. He let me know that the chlorophyll was green. He let me know that I was the black, and he let me know my blood was the red. So I've always been doing this. I don't need nobody's perspective. I can just look and create my own. I don't want no boss. I don't want no president. I don't want no king. I don't want that. I'm me. So I'm gonna be me on my domain, and I'm gonna be
Wow.
surrounded by
Okay,
the
so
gods. I'm gonna be
have you He ever
surrounded
heard?
by
Of
the God.
Marcus,
The black woman is
hold
God.
on. He
The
said
black woman
Marcus
is
Garvey
God.
was a sellout. How was
Yo,
Marcus Garvey
yo,
a sellout, bro?
yo, have you ever heard of Green Beret?
Sure I have.
Okay, so like yo, they could drop five guys into, so you got your little thing.
So I hope
Well,
you got.
yeah, but that's slight. I didn't come at you like that. You don't got to try to trample over what I'm doing. That's slightness. It's unnecessary. I didn't go at you like that.
But
We can talk about
I'm not.
doctrine.
I'm not
Nah, that's
coming at you like
unnecessary though. We don't
anything.
got,
I'm
right, but
not
that's
coming at you
unnecessary.
like
You don't got to do
anything.
that. I'm telling
I'm
you
not.
that you don't got to give it that
How am
kind
I?
of
How am I
energy.
coming at you?
Hey, hold on,
I'm
hold y'all,
telling
hold
you
on,
that I'm
y'all. Hey,
not respecting it.
Los, if you got that information on your TikTok, share it with me, or somebody go and add me to that so I can see what you're talking about. Cause I never heard that, bro.
What I'm saying is, you talking about they got the green beret and I got my little. Ain't nothing little about me. That's where you went wrong in the first place. That's why instead of explaining that to you, I said, "Yo, we don't got to
Bad.
go there," and
Hey, thanks,
because
bro.
that's an insult to me, and I wouldn't do that to you. Not saying you can't do it, but I'm saying let's get off on the good foot. Let's get off on a
Okay.
better foot than that.
Okay. So I'll use myself right now. I'm only one man, and I got a little crew, right? You know what I'm saying? But like, yo, I don't know if I could compete against the Green Beret, and that's like dropping five guys in that can decimate a village, a
Right.
small
That's
city.
you. You know what creates
So
people?
you know, when you watch the movie Spook that sat by the door, you know, it was very clear that the information is to be passed down to everybody so that you can't cut the head of the snake off. Because when you can cut the head of the snake off, what happens is they'll look for the people that think they're the strongest with the information, and they just green beret your ass.
Yeah,
And
but where did that come from?
I'm
I
not
never
saying
said I
you.
was the strongest with the
I'm not
information. Where
saying
did that?
you. I'm not
Right, but
saying.
you bringing
I didn't
information
say
that
you're
got
the
nothing to do with
strongest.
nothing.
But I
You
didn't say
bringing
you're the
information that
strongest.
got
But
nothing to
like,
do with
yo,
nothing.
but the fact is this. You said you don't biz and you don't care. So you not bizzing and not caring is like saying, okay, so you're 100 cells in your body, but the other let's say 77 trillion plus something, you're not down to function with. That sounds like a cancer then, because you're trying to grow as a cancer by yourself.
If
You
that's
know
your
what I'm saying?
description of it, I respect it. I'm a
That's
cancer.
all. I'm not saying you're
I respect
doing
it.
that
I'm a
though.
cancer.
But
If
it's
that's
no,
what
I'm
you,
not
if
saying
that's
it
your
as a cancer.
perspective,
I'm
I'm
just
good
saying
with it.
though, like, yo,
Hold
for
on,
us,
you spoke. Hold on, you spoke. If that's your perspective that I'm a cancer, I'm good with it. All you got to do is create a remedy. All you got to do is create a remedy to get rid of the cancer. That's all you got to do.
yeah, I like your mindset though, because you know biz and you're doing your thing. So yo, I was just saying though, like we need each other more than ever, and without even though it doesn't seem like it, look, we got Kanye trying to mess with him. Now we got this basketball trying to mess with him, and they ain't even doing nothing crazy.
I don't care about them. I don't
It's
care
not
Right.
about
about
them.
it's
What are
not
you
about
talking about,
caring
man? I don't
about
care
them.
about what they doing in that world. That ain't my world. None of them worlds are my world. I don't care about them. I care about people that's thinking just like me. And if you ain't thinking just like me, that means we don't share the same teachers. Because if we got the same teachers, we all think alike.
Right. So I have a question, and this will be my final question before I yield the floor and step down. So when it comes to the unity aspect, you know, gentlemen such as Dr. Claude Anderson wrote the affirmative action bill back in, you know, the 1970s. And you know, this plan has been talked about for the longest. How come many of the other people whom think like you and have the same mentality of you haven't reached to levels of prosperity for potentially freeing all the other people whom do look like you and
See,
who do have the same mind as you?
that's according to the degree of what you're calling success. See,
Well,
some people.
okay,
Hold
so
on,
what?
hold on. You spoke, bro. You spoke. Hold on. That's according to the degree of what you call success. Some people find success growing food, a few animals to make sure it cleans up the dirt, uh, cutting down trees and having their feet in the mud. Everybody don't share the same ideology of what you call, a person's glory or being civilized. It's not the same. So that's just a perspective. I'm not going to sit here and tell you anything other than that because we're on this airway. But please
I
just
agree.
respect that perspective.
But
I
there's
agree with
self
that.
success and self sustaining success, and there's group success. If
That's
you look
that's
at how
your perspective. That's your
no,
perspective.
that's not my perspective. That's actually planetarily. You can go to insects, you can go to animals, and you can go to humans, and
It's
we can
still a
find it all through it.
perspective from
That's
someone.
not a perspective.
All
There's
right.
singular success in your group, which is your family household, which that's what you're supposed to do. It's not even like well some people do that. That's what you're supposed to do. It's not even an excuse. Oh well, some people do. Well, you're supposed to do that. Now, the group success, that's a different story.
No, you
Now,
said family
if
success.
you're not about the
Gorillas
group
leave
chat,
home. Gorillas leave home.
like right now, like I'll
You
give an
heard me?
example. Like
You
right
heard
now,
me?
Haiti's tripping out because the freaking dude who was the successor of the president is allowing foreign powers in. But everybody's getting together like, yo, what's good? We don't want this. That's a group succession right there. Will they
Well,
be
then you'll
successful?
find some of them within the. That's what I just said to you. It's a few of you that was like your small thing. You have no clue. Yet I keep saying exactly, and y'all exact act as if this black fist don't exist all over the world. It's liberation time. You act like when you see that it don't exist all over the world.
No, well, I'll say this. It's not that it doesn't exist over the world. We know it does. But there's many other people that also call themselves black that are also still competing in the sector of nationhood and grouphood. You talking about Nigeria. People in Nigeria occasionally call themselves black, but before they call themselves black, they deal with nationality first, and they deal with law first, and they deal with governance first, which is
That's
what
why they
is.
gotta go. That's why they gotta go. Because they stole. That land is stolen. It ain't no the place to nigger area, Nigeria. That's not the place over there. See what I'm saying?
No,
It's
what no,
when you
what I'm
get to the
saying is
hold
what
on.
I'm
When you get to the root of it, ain't nobody dealing with all of that. Because it's so mixed up that the people at the bottom, they just looking and they saying, okay, if you join that, then you're an enemy to me. And everybody just joined it. So you're an enemy to me. If you join any of those societies, you are an enemy to me. See, that's what the person at the bottom that y'all always would say is scraping the bottom. That's what he's saying. See, everybody ain't a bum because they conscious. Everybody ain't a bum because they detach themselves from this government and with the wits to do so, with the know-how to leave it in the paperwork and be you, separate from what they call entities. I'm me. I'm born through the black woman. She don't do nothing but create God.
so I agree with that, but
How can
even
you keep
even
agreeing but you got objections? Stop the
no,
objections.
it's
Let's just
it's
move
because I,
on.
I agree. I'm agreeing with the premise, but the your premise is is based around, just like you said, your perspective. But I'm
Nah,
what
you
I'm
trying to
what I'm
make it a small thing. You trying to make it that I'm just doing me. You keep saying that, yet I keep telling you about this black fist and this red, black, and green, but you keep making it about me being an individual doing me. I told you the basis of it is building the communities. Create one community here, another community there, another one there, bridge those together. I keep giving you the instruction on how it's done, but yet you keep putting me to one entity. I'm not no entity. You keep doing that instead of accepting that I broke it down. I didn't just say I'm just going to be moving and the crowd is just forgotten. I told you the Black Fist. I named the RBG. I gave you and I said my teachers. So how could it be me if I got teachers? See, this is what you got to look at. When I spoke,
well,
I gave all of this information.
all of the teachers that you're spoken about, all of the teachers you're spoken about, to include Dr. Claude Anderson, to include Marcus Garvey, they all dealt with the human family as a matter of nations. That was the
I
intent.
didn't. So
That
how did you get that? I'm not talking about. Listen to what I'm saying. What it is I'm gonna have to say it like this. Y'all go do nationhood. When y'all put it together and get with me, we're gonna connect what's there. Create a community, and that's one of the communities. Listen to what I'm saying to you. The people who want to get it in politics, that's one of the communities. The people who want to get it in paperwork, that's one of the communities. They still part of me. They're in a community, and then we bridge the communities. That's what I keep saying to you. I don't have to operate in the paperwork. There's no need to. I own it. I know it, but it ain't official. It's somebody else's way of life. The world deserves a new humanity up from under anybody's foot. And then the brother spoke about when you look at insects or nature and the animals and all that, the gorilla, if you got a gorilla, there could be five of them. Uh, the brother, he died, I forgot his names, well, he passed on, I should say, Samuels, Kevin Samuels. Not that I'm with his ideologies or anything, I'm just using this term that he had put up. You got five gorillas and you got five women. Five male gorillas, five women or male, female, and that's not five couples because one of them is the apex of it. He's the alpha, and he gonna get with all of them, and he gonna lay babies and leave, and them other dudes, in order to be with her, they gotta take care of the kids, and that's what they're gonna do. So you can't use the animal kingdom against me.
Well,
That's not gonna
sorry,
work.
hold up. Okay, so
Yeah.
I've actually watched the primates, and so yes, you're right in your analogy. The difference is, no, they don't take care of the other kids, and while that guy's dealing with one girl, the other guys run up on the other girls and they smash them from the back, bro. They're fucking
Yeah,
freaks.
no doubt. I'm not saying it doesn't exist, but what I'm doing is showing you that what ideology you use, there is another perspective. I'm choosing the perspective I'm choosing. You choose the perspective that you're choosing.
Yeah,
They're all perspectives.
yeah, for sure. Do your thing.
That's what I'm saying to
Do
you.
your
So if
thing,
I
bro.
keep giving mine, why you keep finding objection?
No, no, I'm not
You
finding
keep
you. Do
finding
your
a
thing, bro.
medium area to cause a point. It's
Do
about the
you, man?
topic
Because
that's
as long
posted
as
on
you're
the
standing
board.
on your square, stand on your square, man. Stand on your
Yeah,
square.
but deal with the board. Deal with what's said on the board. You making it about me again. It's not about me. Look at the board. See, I don't even like y'all backbone because y'all just let me put y'all in a predicament that I feel y'all weak now. I feel like that y'all fold over. You keep agreeing with me, but then disagreeing. You sound weak to me. You couldn't live around me. I make you suffer. You a suffer around me. Y'all done got me turned up already. Y'all don't even man.
Man,
You're
I
weak,
don't know.
man. You're weak.
Yo,
You're a weak man. You are weak. You sound weak. You're a disgrace. I deserve to tell you this. The elders tell me when I run into you weak, people don't let you put that in the public to distort them from being brave. You weak man. They are brave and you weak. Shut that shit up.
are you
You're
serious?
fucking weak.
Are you fuck?
Yes,
Are
I'm
you
serious. Shut that shit up. Shut that
man?
shit up, you
Okay,
weakling. You're a weakling.
now I know that straight up. Like, yo, you're not
You
even a real
weak.
dude, and you're
My
talking.
elders tell me when we run into y'all that y'all don't deserve to be
Okay.
here
It's
because
okay.
y'all weak.
It's
You
okay. I'm weak.
weak.
It's okay. I'm weak. I'm
Weak.
fine. I'm weak then.
Yeah,
I'm weak.
you don't deserve to be around me.
I'm
You
weak then.
weak.
But you can't. But that's the thing. You'll never say that to my face, and you'll never say that
I'm
to my
not gonna
face.
have to because I'm never gonna see you. But if you could drop an
Exactly. That's
addy,
what
I'm
I'm
not gonna
saying.
drop mine. I'm not gonna
Never
do
say
nothing
it to
like
my
that.
face. So I get it. Everyone becomes a what we call it, an internet warrior. Go ahead. Say what you gotta say, bro. Let it out.
Listen, I said it with
Let it
integrity.
out. No,
I
let it
said
out,
it
bro.
with
Let it out.
integrity. Yes. I
You let
said
it
it with
out.
integrity. I don't got to use those other words. I said it with integrity. I feel you're weak because you're undermining a struggle with rhetoric that's weak. And if you watched any of the elders, if you heard any of the elders, if you read any of the elders, they tell us to when we recognize you. You ain't got no work, but you telling people what to do. Nobody can show and prove anything you've done in the world for this community, but you out here talking. You weak. See, they told us about you. I put up posts about you, people, and they take it down. They take it down. You out here speaking for this community and have done nothing. You
Okay.
speak like the weak.
Yeah.
You are weak.
What's weak is the person that is running from legalities, the person that can't stand in the Caucasian man's courtroom and put it and walk out of there with no fucking problem. You were the guy they would take and they put you down. We already
Those
see it. You'd be the guy that's locked away 100 years because you're talking
the
your
people.
rhetoric.
The
But I
people
be
don't agree with you. The people don't agree with you though. The
yo,
people don't agree with you. You are
I don't
individual on that thought. You by
I
yourself.
I don't
The
care
people
who
don't agree
agrees.
with
Why?
you.
Because I've already stood up in there. They call me paper terrorist, OPC litigant, and I stood on my square, stepped
And
up
then
in
got
there.
nowhere because you can't teach us how to do it to get free. I don't see you freeing nobody, so you just talking. See, it's easy to
Well,
find out what's going on.
well,
You
my
just talking.
jurisdiction is in Canada. So
So why are you speaking
what
on what's going on over here?
what do you want me to do for you over there? I'd
Well, then
suggest
why are you speaking on us
go,
over here?
go
Speak
to
on
the
Canada,
jurisdiction.
Canadian.
Go
Speak
to
on
the
Canada.
go to the
Speak on
jurisdiction.
Canada.
Go to the
Speak on
jurisdiction
Canada.
in
Speak on
Philadelphia,
Canada.
and you'll
You can't
see what's
speak for
happening. It's
us.
already
You
happening.
can't speak for
It's
us.
happening already.
You can't
But
speak for us.
but you need to have the information though. If you don't
I
have the
have the
information,
information. I just don't choose to use it. I keep saying that to you. I'm well
no,
aware of those laws. I'm
no,
well
but
read. I'm rounded. I'm
it's
well
easy to say
rounded.
I have the information. It's easy to say I have the information. That is
No,
just
I know the information. I
no.
know it.
You can say I
I
know.
know it.
Anyone can say I know. Anyone can say I
Well, let's
have.
go through it.
It's
Let's go
not.
through it. I'm willing to go through it. You don't use no paperwork, and I'm a freestyle. Let's go through it. What you want to do? UCC? Which chapter you want out of there? Let's go through it.
I
See, we
want to
can
see
prove it, right? Don't talk. Just let's go through it.
identification up in that, man. That's
Nah,
what
forget
we
it.
do.
See, I told y'all when they just be talking, I'm well rounded. We could go verse for verse right now. We could UCC it out. No paperwork in front of me. I'm freestyling. Let's go. See, that's when
Yo,
it be just
freestyle.
talk. You could go.
I'm gonna just show you
We
my
could even
ID.
do
I
the
got
Black's Law Dictionary word for word.
I don't have to go
Let's do the
freestyle
Black's Law Dictionary
because
word
I'm
for
doing
word.
it. Because I'm doing it. It's
Right.
done.
So you just talking. That's what
It's
I'm
already
saying. You just
done.
talking.
No, it's already
Talking
done.
about what
That's
somebody
different.
know. That's the
That's
same thing
different.
they do with this pyramid stuff, with this indigenous stuff. They never want to prove it. I'll prove it now. Let's get it.
Prove it. You haven't done anything. You said, yo, you're talking.
You can't
Bro,
speak for
hold on,
me. You
listen,
can't
listen,
speak
listen.
for me. You
The
can't speak
hardest
for
thing,
me.
yo, the
You
hardest thing on this planet is to fucking stand in front of the court of law and actually be able to hold your stance. You can
Nah, the
you can
hardest thing is to
you can
stand up
no,
in
no.
front of them and tell
You
them
can
you don't.
talk, you can talk all you want to on a live. You can say you know it. You can say you have the information, but when you're standing somewhere where they can jurisdictionally take your ass and make you disappear, that's a god. You don't have
Listen,
the god because you can't
listen.
stand on that.
Listen, we only got two options when it comes to this, and that's where people get mad and disagree with Kanye. But I kind of see his point when he said after 400 years it looked like choice. What I'm saying to you is there's always more than one option, and that right there, which you're using, I'm not battling you on that because that's one of the tactics that the elders told me to watch for. That tactic that you talking about, they said watch for those that
Yeah,
do that.
well, your
So
elders,
that's hold
some of
on.
your
I let you
elders,
speak.
yo,
I
your
let you
tribal
rock.
people,
I let you
yo,
rock. I let you speak. I
yo,
let you
I
speak.
don't care.
I let you
Listen,
speak. Hold
I
on,
don't
man.
care.
Hold on.
No,
Hold
no,
on. Hold
listen,
on.
I don't care.
Hold on. Hold on. I
I'm
let
done
you
with,
speak.
yo,
Yo, hold on. I let you speak.
hold on, man.
Use some.
Your
No, I let you speak.
jurisdiction
Hold on. I'm
doesn't
speaking.
go over.
I'm speaking.
Yo,
Hold
hold on,
on. I'm
man.
speaking.
Hold the
I let you
fuck up.
speak.
And look at the fucking ID, you fucking idiot.
I don't give a
Now,
fuck
you
about
come
your
to
ID. Now you talking
U.S.
about somebody
Department.
yelling and listen to you. Listen to you. See, I don't talk like that.
You
I don't
understand
talk
law.
like that.
You know what
I
the
don't
fuck is
talk like that. I know
happening,
how to say
but
that
you
you are
don't
weak.
understand law. You think you're in Canada. Bro, you're
You weak.
fucking
You weak,
king.
man.
You don't know what
You
the
weak
fuck is going
minded.
on.
You weak
You're
minded.
fucking your brain is out.
You weak minded. You
Thinking you could
scary.
talk
You
on the
scared to
internet.
go fist the
This
cuffs.
is
You
what I'm doing.
scary. You
You
just
ain't
scary,
doing
bro. You
shit.
just
Why?
scary.
Because you can't step in
You
the
just
courtroom and
scary.
hold
You
your
let them
own.
old
You
heads
want
tell
to
you to
talk
do
on the
that
live.
garbage.
Bro, I bet you might watch you step in the courtroom. I bet you might watch you walk away in motherfucking handcuffs. Why? Because you can't stay on your motherfucking square. That's why you haven't done it. You a shaking ass nigga, a bitch ass nigga, a nigga that talks his shit. But if you can't stand in front of the white devil and prove your fucking point to the point where like, yo, this shit's on record, let this nigga go. You ain't
The
shit.
record is
Just
still
a
there.
talking ass
The
nigga.
record is still there. The record belongs to them. I don't care about their record either. What are you talking about? See, that's what I'm saying about understanding the point. You could have just said, okay, I get it. You don't give a fuck about none of it. Okay, that's it. No, you up here like you champion because you think you did something. Just prove it. I told you I go verse for verse, bar for bar with you. I'm willing to prove it. So you don't have to sit around and say, I can't do something. I don't know something just because I don't exercise it. Let's prove it. And then you could say, "Oh, he knows it. He just don't exercise it." We could do it right on here, or we could go over to Big O and we can do it. That's not a problem. I'm into that proof shit. I'm into putting that out there. Oh, he left. I didn't even know he left, yo. I'm talking and I didn't know he left. You gotta put proof on the table, yo. Everybody just talking. They got these wishful stories. Tell them to back it up. Tell them to back it up. Tell them to pull out their teachers. Let's everybody go at each other's teachers. And I ain't talking about disrespect them. Go at their doctrine. Dig it out. See what their premise was. If they had a racist side from any side. If they discriminated against anything, that's the tools you use against them. That's how you find out their integrity, their moral level. We don't just read this stuff because somebody wrote it. What was their moral level? What was their thinking? Who was in control of their government? Who was the power over education? See, that's where y'all fall short. A lot of talking going on. Everybody just keep diving out. You know why? Because he couldn't prove it. And I would have went UCC all over his head. That sounds crazy. I was just doing UCC last night and this morning with my nephew. And he talking about, I don't know. These dudes is crazy, but they always run off. Yo, Stephen, I want to ask you a question. How come every time they start something and we say prove it, they run? They run.
Why are you asking me, bro?
This is because it's crazy, yo. This, right. That's they bugged out, man. Talking about what I don't know. I bet you he wasn't willing to prove it. And we dealing with motherfucking Mississippi and all that, and this make it about me. It's crazy, man, because I don't care. The black woman is God. That's the dagger that they took, and they don't like that. So that's why they bash, because they can't go at that part no more, because the black woman start looking at them
Now,
different.
I will say this: Evergreen don't really run from people. Now, I don't know about the other dudes.
He just did. He dashed his ass up out of here.
What you say?
I cornered the market on them. I give them daggers to what they supposed to get, especially when they sound like weak men. I call you out. The elders say to tell you when you sound like a weak man, telling me what I could do and why I got to use a doctrine. I don't got to use none of that stuff. I could use sticks and stones. What are you talking about? They crazy with that. They crazy. They got right up out of here. They could have dealt with me just straight up. Now why they didn't? Because I said let's prove it. I even said we could get the big O. Let's get there and prove it. That's why I say I fucked with Buck, because Buck would be like, just prove it. Let's stop talking and just prove it. You can't make me look bad. Prove I don't know something. Shit. If I don't know, I say I don't know.
Yeah.
But I've been learning that stuff all my damn life, and I tried to tell the cousins and everybody that was teaching it to me that hey, I don't want that. I don't need that. I need a stick and a stone and a slingshot. Straight up. I'm good with a slingshot and a stick and a stone. You know what I'm saying? Some dams, make some rivers flow over. I'm good with that. We got to go a sidebar over with a judge, and I don't want that. I don't need him. I don't need Congress. I don't need a white sheet of paper. And I don't want nothing to do with none of that. Ever since they created these joints, I've been writing all my books on there. I don't want no paper. Give me the papyrus. You can keep that garbage. Right. And look, my wife just said it, and it's true. It's irritating because of the remedy. There's a remedy for it. So don't tell me I'm scared when you know true in your heart that there's a remedy. You know, fist the cuff is the remedy. You know what I'm saying? But you resort into their doctrine because you don't want to fist the cuff. What kind of junk is that? Why would a black woman want to deal with a man that can't even stand in front of the door? Or if somebody talk crazy to her, he gonna say, "Well, you was talking to him like that though." Nah, man, you out your mind. See, they don't. That's why I said they don't understand that everything is determined by the degree of violence. The world is looked at according to its degree of violence. It's showing you now with these wars that's going on that been going on. Everybody's showing you their degree. It's even war to demean these brothers and take their money and make sure that that's all war. You can't tell me that I'm going to do what they doing and look how they treat them when they do it. So I'm supposed to take the Moorish way? Get out of here.
But I'm saying that
You broke up.
because you had a dude. Look, and I'm gonna tell you again. August 9th, 2015, St. Louis, Missouri Police Department. They put one of the Moorish brothers, one of the Moorish American brothers, on a T-shirt, and it came out that their actions was justified through the eyes of the law. So where was the Moorish community at when that brother didn't get his due justice? They all should have been in an uproar going to the courthouse pleading this case. It didn't happen. So that paperwork don't mean that these people are going to respect you in the eyes of the law. That's just something they say because it's in the Moorish manuscript.
Look, and
If you
as
go get
well,
the Circle 7 Quran, it's in their Moorish manuscript. And what these people are not telling y'all, the Moorish American community who follow Noble Drew Ali, who go off the Circle 7 Quran, the Circle 7 Holy Quran, it speaks that these teachings are for all of those who love Jesus. So they still follow religion. They're not telling y'all that. Now
straight up.
I don't know if that's what Evergreen is doing, but I can tell you now that Evergreen is religious as fuck, and he believed that Jesus was teaching in Asia.
Yeah, they can bring it on. I'm ready for all the smoke. I don't know who they think they playing with. They bugging out. And we don't got to get all greasy. Just show you the document. Yeah, I'll
Nah,
freestyle on
nah,
it. That's
nah,
how,
bro. I like that greasiness. Don't do that. Don't take the greasiness out of it. I need it.
because
I need it in
I
my
don't
life.
want to. You know, I got to worry about whether I'm worried about how people see me morally. You get what I'm saying? I can't be a shiesty nigga in the public and all. I ain't with all that. Nope, I ain't with all that.
I'll do that for you, bro.
Yeah. Tag team back again. Yeah. Look, they act like I haven't done it. They just young in it, man. I don't care what they say. They young in it. I was already back in this stuff, already doing it. I done already walked down those lanes. I took Nobu, Drew Ali back to his learning place where he was a magician in a carnival and all of
Yeah,
that.
but see that, bro, they don't know about that. Me and Mo,
I know they don't
Mo.
know.
I think we was on Mo's live, and one of the Morris brothers came up there and was talking about the teachers of Noble Drew Ali, and he tried to tell us that with the stuff we were saying was wrong. And then me and Mo both brought up the fact that that man was selling snake oil and all types of potions and stuff. He was a magician. And then the brother didn't know that.
Yeah, he was dealing with the Adapt Chamber crew.
He was reading palms and shit.
Yeah.
He was claiming to be a psychic, all that shit. But they
Yeah,
don't know that.
look, he's the genie on the big red and the blue paper when they play the numbers. Anybody that ever played the numbers where these people play the horses and all that, but they play the numbers in the neighborhood,
Yeah.
he on that jump. That's that stuff. That's what they figuring out the numbers and the lucky seven and all that. Man, can all of that.
Yeah, the number book.
Yeah, the number book. You can all of that, man. Get out of here. What you talking about? And that's mad. That's hurtful, but it been there. Just because
If
you
you
don't
if
choose to
you
read.
guys want to learn what we was just talking about, because you got to go to YouTube, go to NBK, New Black Knowledge, and they talk about that. Because that's how bro. If you, and matter of fact, we got information. Because
You breaking up.
if y'all ever get a chance, turn this off. Yeah, but Mark got
Look, and they act like we be just coming out of nowhere with
the
some stuff.
information. So it's a wrap, y'all.
Word up. It's elders sitting back waiting for the people that know the information that they know to speak on it. That's why we speak on it. Because it's elders that know this stuff. And sometimes they like the little battle scholarship. You know, that's all right. But I gotta call it like I see it. I didn't choose just the teachers that taught. I choose the teachers that's also braveheart, like my dad. And they say to call you out when you sound weak. You got all of the guards around and you think you're gonna speak like that? There's no way. There's no way. You don't stand for me. Anytime that man has to lead to a doctrine, he don't stand for me. And he shouldn't be allowed to stand for you. They ain't say all of this junk and they to them dudes that was up there in what was that, Texas? On them ranges. They ain't play with them. They ain't tell them to go to the court. The negotiation went down. See, that's a compromise. I can't see it. I don't need to.
Let me turn that off. All right, can y'all hear me? All right. Yeah, I gotta grab some almond milk from the store. If y'all think I'm lying, just look into the Circle 7, the Morris Holy Book of the Circle 7 Quran. And in there it says, these teachings are for all those who love Jesus. I'm not making it up. It's like peace and blessings. He said, I can hear you too. You stupid. But it's in there, y'all. If you guys ever get a chance, to listen to some of these Moors. Now, are you going to the march tomorrow for Am I going to march for reparations? What march? They got a march? I ain't hear about this march. Marching to give reparations that's not gonna work. So if anybody's telling you to go out there and march for reparations, that comes with legislation. So you can go out there with all your signs and say you want equality. That's not how it's gonna get done. Ah, hey, yeah, just go and appeal, bro. That's messed up. I know, bro. It probably was the Morse community, bro. You made the man, they came at you. Oh, I need to know. All right, but yeah, I'm gonna get at y'all later. I'm about to end the live because they're probably reporting me too. So I'll try to get back later if Buck don't go live. Yeah, I saw you, child of the sun. Child of the sun be holding it down. But I'll see y'all later though.